Hey everyone, welcome back to Glass Seats. This is Viddy.
And my name is Mrinal, and in this episode of Glass Seats, we're going to be talking end-of-season trophy nominees. It's the middle of the playoffs here. Round one is about to wrap up. We hope you're enjoying all of the action that's been going on. Few teams eliminated already.
Yeah.
In our next few episodes, we're going to be talking about those teams that lost and previewing the second round. But for today, we are going to be talking about the other major storyline going on now. Finalists for 3 of the NHL's major trophies have been released. We're going to talk about those finalists, and we're going to give our picks for these trophies.
Yeah.
Let's start with the Calder Trophy. If you're not familiar, the Calder is awarded to the NHL Rookie of the Year, and it is voted by the Professional Hockey Writers Association. The 3 nominees are Connor Bedard from Chicago, Brock Faber from Minnesota, and Luke Hughes from New Jersey.
Do we really need to debate this? Do we?
I think there's a debate to be had on who should win. I think we all know who's going to win.
What do you mean should win? I think should win and is going to win is the same person this year.
It's Bedard, right?
Yeah.
For you?
Yes.
I don't agree. And just because I think it's the games played. You know, McDavid lost a trophy for getting, it's not his fault. It's not Bedard's fault, but injuries happen. But, you know, why do we value things like the Iron Man streak? Why do we value, the ruggedness of these players in the playoffs? Staying healthy is part of hockey.
Yeah.
And Bedard played almost 20 games less than the other 2 candidates here.
Yeah. And look at his point differential. It's almost 20 points, or it's like a little over, close. It's close to 20 points more in like almost 20 games less.
Yeah, but now we're comparing across positions, right? Because Bedard is a forward, the other 2 are defensemen.
Fair enough. But
so if I had a vote, I might give it to Brock Faber.
Really?
If I'm honest. That was a really impressive rookie campaign. I think playing D as a rookie is a little harder than playing forward as a rookie.
Yeah.
Just because there's a little bit more responsibility typically given to defensemen. I do agree that, this is voted by the Hockey Writers Association. The big name all year has been Connor Bedard.
Yeah.
And not discrediting anything he's done. He absolutely deserves to be a nominee. All 3 of these players do.
Yeah.
But, it's razor thin margins, but I might have to give it to Faber.
That's the thing. I'm not discrediting Faber by any means. He had a fantastic season, and Minnesota should not be hanging their heads over this. And hopefully they actually leverage this into like a proper. I don't know. Are they really in like a rebuild, or they retool, or I don't.
Minnesota's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah. Because I'm not really sure, but either way, they've got I feel like they've got a future gem here. But I don't know. Compared to Bedard, it's just hard to like.
Yeah, he's been the big name all year. I can see that.
And it's not sure. Yeah, there's like Iron Man stuff and like staying healthy and whatever. But just he's made the Blackhawks relevant. They're the second worst team in the league, and those games are filling out. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's for one reason and one reason only. It's this guy. It's got to be this guy.
Yeah, that's the argument against Faber, is that Minnesota is a bit more talented roster than Chicago is.
Yeah. And that actually is going to affect some of my voting on the other 2 trophies. So why don't we go to Norris Trophy, actually?
So the Norris has 3 nominees. If you're not aware of the Norris Trophy, it's awarded to the NHL's best defenseman, as voted by the Professional Hockey Writers Association. Nominees for this year are Quinn Hughes from Vancouver, Roman Josi from Nashville, and Cale Makar from Colorado.
This one I feel like is a little bit more of a toss-up.
Toss-up between 2 of them, right?
2 of them.
Can we just say Roman Josi... Great season, but you're not winning it.
Yeah, they had to put a third. What's it? Nominee.
Yeah, it's between Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar.
Yeah,
and if I'm honest, I can see these 2 trading off Norris's
for a while,
for the next decade or so, right?
Yeah.
Unless Brock Faber jumps in there, but
right, yeah, that's true. See, the thing is, Cale Makar is one of my favorite players in the entire league. He is, in my opinion, the second coming of Bobby Orr. That being said, he's playing with Nathan McKinnon, Mikko Rantanen. In the past, he played with Gabe Landeskog. Obviously, not this season, but
Devon Taves.
Devon Taves would be probably like the number 1 D if Cale Makar wasn't there. Let that sink in. That's his D partner, and he would be like
that's a stacked pair.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like unfair. So just based off of that, remember how recency bias is very much a thing, but remember how shitty Vancouver was just like a season ago? Quinn Hughes is like almost revived that team from the dead. Not saying he's the only one, but man, is he an important part.
First season as captain too.
Yeah. And if you just watch any Vancouver game, there's no quarterback in football, but it feels like Quinn Hughes is the quarterback of the Canucks. And I don't know. Just this season alone, I'm going to have to say Quinn Hughes.
I could see it going either way between Hughes and Makar. But if I just look at just the numbers, right?
Yeah.
So Quinn Hughes, 17 goals, 75 assists, 92 points.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those three numbers, what do you think is the most impressive?
75 assists is batshit
75
crazy, right?
assists.
Like, that's insane.
But, breaking that 90 point
mark,
barrier, I think is also very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at assists and points, right?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at Roman Josi. 23 goals, 62 assists, 85 points total.
Mm-hmm.
What stands out for Josi?
Probably the 23 goals.
The 23 goals, right? Now look at Cale Makar's. 21 goals, 69 assists, 90 points.
Yeah. Very well-rounded. But
very,
overall.
Very well-rounded overall. He has an impressive goal total, an impressive assist total.
Yeah.
Culminating in an impressive point total.
Yes.
For those reasons, I got to say, Cale Makar.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like both. This is one of those trophies you want to split in half and give it to both of them because they both deserve it. The only reason I'm saying Quinn Hughes this time, specifically this year, is just look at what he's done with Vancouver.
Yeah, I mean, the revival.
Truly the revival. And the fact that, when you have Nathan McKinnon jeopardizing a Wayne Gretzky record for points at home, and he's like helping feed Makar too, and vice versa. It's a little bit unfair, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So not to say that Vancouver isn't stacked themselves, but man, Quinn Hughes, the job that he's done at Vancouver this year is phenomenal.
I don't think I would not blame the voters for going with either one of these candidates this year.
Yeah, those are both right answers. So
the winner is the fans who gets to watch them both.
Yeah, honestly, facts. Yeah,
and we should point out that these trophies are voted based on regular season achievements only. Yeah. Playoffs do not count.
Yeah.
So last trophy. The Vezina, awarded to the NHL's best goaltender. Mm-hmm. This one is voted by all 32 general managers.
Yeah.
Finalists for this year, Sergei Bobrovsky of Florida, 2.37 goals against average, .915 save percentage. Thatcher Demko of the Vancouver Canucks, 2.45 goals against average and .918 save percentage. And Connor Hellebuck of the recently eliminated Winnipeg Jets. Mm-hmm. 2.39 goals against average, .921 save percentage. Hellebuck also won the Jennings Trophy for fewest goals allowed in the regular season.
Yeah, very impressive. And I'm kind of glad that you mentioned the whole that these awards are based off regular season and not playoffs, because that would have drastically changed the answer here, right?
I mean, we'll talk about it a bit in our playoff episodes as well, but Hellebuck ended the series with below an .800 save percentage, I believe.
I think it's the first time in NHL history where a team has been scored on 5+ times in each of their first 5 games, 5 playoff games.
Yeah. I mean,
just crazy.
In our previews, we said that series was going to be all out offense, and I think we were dead on the nail on that one.
Yeah, but we weren't accurate with the game count at all.
Yeah.
I really thought that was going to be a longer series. Yeah. And wow.
Little teaser for our playoff episodes.
Yeah.
But Hellebuck could very well win the Vezina.
Yeah. I feel like just because it's based off the regular season, I do think I'm going to go with Hellebuck here. If we're going to implement recency bias in playoff performance, I have to give it to Bob. I'm sorry.
I mean, Bob absolutely robbed
everyone,
Tampa in the playoffs.
Have you noticed that at least in the past, 10 years, when there's a goalie that makes like a jaw-dropping highlight reel save, they tend to go on to win the cup? Yeah. Or at least make the finals.
It's a huge momentum thing.
Yeah, and because do you remember the save in 2018, Braden Holtby?
Yeah. Yes.
Vegas was not the same after that series.
No, that broke
after
them.
That save. Yeah,
that broke them.
Completely shattered their that mentally got in their head. Yeah. And you could say the same for Adin Hill had his own version of the save last year. And Florida just never recovered from that. So
and Jordan Binnington in the 19 playoffs. Just absolutely killing teams.
Yeah. So when you have a brick wall goalie, it's hard to you start questioning yourself as a offense or as a forward or a defense, and it's really a game changer. But again, this is based off the regular season, so I'm gonna have to give it to Hellebuck here.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Hellebuck, if you just look at the numbers, has the best numbers. Mm-hmm. He probably played with the worst defense out of these three and still put up these numbers.
I mean, Morrissey's no joke, so.
Yeah. But I mean, compared to the team defense of Vancouver, who we just talked about, Quinn Hughes.
Yeah.
And Florida, who has been solid defensively.
Stacked,
Yeah, I think Hellebuck is probably going to win, especially because it's voted by the NHL GMs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest, the GMs aren't doing deep depth
No.
research here, right?
No.
And Hellebuck played the most games and had the highest save percentage.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's probably going to win it.
Yeah.
But in terms of like who meant the most to their team, who's driven their team, I agree with you. I think Bobrovsky had a phenomenal year.
Yeah, and not even to discredit Demko either. I mean, the man's been. I feel like he is underrated part of the revival. We just mentioned Vancouver's revival.
I mean, if Quinn Hughes is like one side of the coin, the other side of that coin is Thatcher Demko this year, right?
Yeah, and obviously, JT Miller and Brock Besser, they've been there Brock Besser's been there for a while, but JT Miller just kind of made his presence now like felt, and there was like trade rumors around him. Yeah, there's trade rumors around him for a while, but I feel like that is, he's here to stay now. Thatcher Demko is and Quinn Hughes are like the duo of Vancouver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not discrediting, but it's just I don't know how you compete with a season that Bob and Hellebuck had. So
yeah, unfortunately, I think Demko's the third horse here.
Yeah,
but
which is crazy to say.
Yeah. I mean, these are all phenomenal goaltenders.
Yeah. In terms of, I only feel like the only obvious one here, in my opinion, is the Calder race. That is the only one that I feel like is a wash here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
It's going to be exciting to see who wins these trophies.
Yeah.
And, definitely as more finalists are announced through the playoffs, we'll have more episodes like this discussing and giving our thoughts. Let us know who you think should win these trophies in the comments below. If you like this episode, drop a like. Hit subscribe for more episodes of Glass Seats. As we're going through the playoffs, we'll have 3 episodes out every week, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.